Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. From Genevieve Rock Dexter here on Twitter. Okay, these are the financial layoff announcements. For 2023 alone, Citigroup laid off 7,000 employees. Goldman Sachs, 4,000 employees. Farmers Insurance, 11% of their workforce. Robinhood, up to 7%. Charles Schwab, up to 6%. Wells Fargo, 5%. Ally Financial, up to 5%. Morgan Stanley, up to 4%. And in Canada, the Bank of Nova Scotia, 3%. And RBC, the Royal Bank of Canada, 1 to 2%. So big banks, guys, have laid off over 20,000 employees year to date. This according to Forbes. And apparently there is still more to come. And then facetiously, everything is fine. We are in the throes of it. And I don't think, many people really understand the kind of hurt that's going to come down. I think if they're not prepared, if they have not safeguarded themselves financially. David Summers here saying, of course, this needs to be watched very closely as well. Upticks in unemployment rate historically coincide with recessions. And now, as much as ever, the economy is heavily tied to the belief that the labor market is still robust. So labor market not robust. Just some more data here that I will link in the description of this video for you. Guys, it's looking pretty scary. I got to say, looking pretty scary. So much so that now we're getting news that, this is news to me. The Dutch central bank admits, they not saying this is what we're doing. They admitted that they had been preparing for a new gold standard for a while. Look at that stockpile there. In a recent interview, the Dutch central bank shares that it has equalized its gold reserves relative to GDP to other countries in the Eurozone and outside of Europe. This has been a political decision. There is a financial crisis. The gold price will skyrocket and official gold reserves can be used to underpin a new gold standard. This, according to the Dutch National Bank. These statements confirm what I've been writing over the past years about central banks having prepared for a new international gold standard. We know the BRICS countries, they're also doing something similar. We know Russia, China, India all have large gold reserves. So how to prepare for a gold standard? This article gives some historical information here about what other countries did and what countries are doing now. But I'll just, to bring the point home to you guys, the Dutch central bank, they have been doing it quietly. And, it's because they do not trust what is going to happen next. So wanted to thank the ISO GOAT just for posting that. And on top of it all, guys, they show us in plain sight what we're supposed to know without really giving us the lowdown in the details. Well, Buy the Crypto Dip here posted this. It's no coincidence that the World Gold Council has Idris Ilba as their spokesperson on this commercial showcasing Journey of Gold. He's in a stellar XLM video too, pinned to their profile, linked below. And so I'm not going to play you guys this advertisement, but I'm just going to scroll through here, showing a journey here. I think this is from Nat Geo or something. What does it say? I don't think it says what channel it is, but basically Idris Elba and showing you a new series, I guess, that's starting. World Gold Council, Gold, a journey with Idris Elba. Visit journey.gold for more information. So, I think we're getting the hint. Central banks need to prepare. The economy in the West is going to collapse. The de-dollarization is continuing, and banks are going to change their financial system, which will include crypto's DLT technology like XRP. Michael Branch posting this more than 14 hours ago, an enormous amount of XRP, guys. 25 million was just deposited to Bitstamp. So an ODL exchange, we're seeing these ODL numbers continue. They're not diminishing. They're continuing. They're either going up or staying relatively steady. But prominent cryptocurrency tracker Whale Alert, they've just reported an anonymous whale transfer, an impressive 25 million XRP to Bitstamp. The XRP is equal to about $15.5 million. The transaction caused a wave of comments, among which both concerned and surprised ones could be found. So just another transfer here, Ripple to ODL. So we're seeing, the on-demand liquidity product based on RippleNet. We're seeing that thrive. Of course, just a smaller version of what is really going to be happening in the coming years. The real world volume, they have to kind of test this at scale. And so ODL, I think, seeing now what I know, going back to 2019, 2020, even 2018, whenever it was, thinking to ourselves, oh, look, XRapid, that's going to really boost the price of XRP to $589. Sure enough, it didn't. All these steps are in the right direction, though. When we got the ODL announcement, we thought, oh, look, ODL, that's going to really bring the price of XRP up. No, it didn't. And then we get another announcement, and we think, oh, that's going to bring the... No, it's not. Remember what Brad Garlinghouse said all those years ago. Crawl, walk, run. And I'm starting to see it clearly now. We are moving towards greater adoption. I feel like, all these smaller tests, and by small, I mean ODL, 25 million XRP worth $15 million. That is chump change in the grand scheme of things. But, it is a first play to a bigger move. So it is all very important regardless. Wanted to thank Michael for posting that, because one day we will just get a burst of activity, and XRP will eventually command that high price. Flip the chain here, bringing this to our attention. Okay, Ripple's Brad Garlinghouse and the Digital Dollar Project and Coinbase are all on this panel, guys. Okay, John D'Agostino is at the same conference on the 4th of December at the Boston Institute for Digital Assets Forum to discuss the regulatory landscape. So as you guys can see here, Brad Garlinghouse is a keynote speaker, along with Gabriela Kutz from the Digital Dollar Project, and also a senior advisor at Coinbase. Also wanted to note here that somebody from Hedera is also going to be at that event. HBAR, really, really happy I purchased this particular coin. The performance has been pretty good. I'm not going to complain. I bought my HBAR position after the market did tank. I bought it late last December, so almost a year ago. Very, very close to the bottom of the market. I was very fortunate to have the capital on hand at that point. And so, I just thought, okay, fundamentals are good. At this point, I was even looking at different metrics. So real world utility, obviously one thing, but all the different metrics as well that have given me reasons to choose other coins that I'm sharing at my Patreon, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel with my Patreon subscribers. So HBAR, they're going to be at this event as well. And that is happening in a couple of weeks. So wanted to thank Flip the Chain for posting that. Guys, we've also got this from Mike Manfield, NA Bank to prioritize tech spending. This coming from Temenos. North American banks consider technology to be the biggest trend impacting their industry. And so, considering there's all these layoffs, they should be, thinking maybe about a different approach. The report, Can Disruptive Technologies Bolster the Competitiveness of North American Banks?, finds that while North American banks have traditionally lagged their global counterparts in adopting modern technology, that trend is shifting. So the study has revealed 90% of North American banks believe technology will have the biggest impact on their industry in the next 5 years, compared to 63% of banks globally, as they aim to better compete with fintechs and non-financial companies. Banks in North America are also prioritizing moving domestic core banking to the cloud more than those in other regions. So they've also surveyed 36% of North American banks versus 26% of banks globally. Further, 79% of North American banking respondents said that a multi-year cloud strategy will become a regulatory prerequisite in the next 5 years, compared to 60% in Europe. And this technology report, all done by Ripple partner Temenos, obviously they have an impetus to sign up more clients, get them on DLT technology as soon as possible before the competition gets to them. So it does make sense. We do need to see more of this integration, and we cannot, and bankers cannot, not us, bankers cannot adopt this idea that, well, if it ain't broke, let's not fix it. They really do have to put the pedal to the metal, because it's getting too late. So just another survey put out by Ripple partner Temenos. Wanted to thank Mike for posting that. Here's another announcement, guys, from Matthew Liny. This has to do with Capgemini, which is a Swift contributor, but also has connections to Ripple and XRP. They've collaborated with Euroclear for successful launch of digital financial market infrastructure. So guys, here is the notice just put out today, November the 21st, 2023. And so Capgemini did announce their recent collaboration with Euroclear to successfully launch its digital securities issuance service, the first key milestone to Euroclear's digital financial market infrastructure strategy. The service enables the issuance, distribution, and settlement of fully digital international securities, digitally native notes on distributed ledger technology. So guys, what is this telling us? Fully digital international securities. So the tokenization on DLT technology. We know Capgemini has that relationship with Ripple, but is also working with Swift too. Capgemini acted as a leading system integrator on the DFMI program, providing a comprehensive range of services, including consulting, design, implementation, and testing. Capgemini was also involved in the overall integration and orchestration of the new DFMI platform within Euroclear's existing systems and infrastructure. The success of the DFMI program marks a substantial stride bolstering the industry's confidence for decentralized futures on a global scale, and is an integral piece of Euroclear's overall strategy to advance digital infrastructure across financial markets. markets. And then down here, a quote, "We are proud to partner with Euroclear to revolutionize the traditional financial market infrastructure through the DFMI program. This launch is an important milestone in our long-standing relationship with Euroclear to bridge the gap between decentralized and regulated finance," said Pierre-Olivier Bouet, head of financial services for continental Europe at Capgemini. Guys, this is happening fast and furiously, and this is happening in Europe. Capgemini, that integral connection between Swift and Ripple. So wanted to thank Matthew L-A-N-Y for posting that. There's more too coming out of the Middle East. This one from Al Ansari Exchange, courtesy of Wrath of Kahneman here. Ripple partner Al Ansari will launch a subsidiary wallet next year. So what is happening here? Digital wallet will allow users to pay bills, receive salaries, carry out money remittances, and access microfinance. The UAE-based Al Ansari Financial Services is to launch a digital wallet next year targeting the unbanked market, offering a range of services including bill payments, domestic and international remittances, as well as microfinance. Notice they are targeting the unbanked. The Dubai-listed company said its subsidiary, Al Ansari Digital Pay, has received initial approval of a store value facility and retail payment service provider license from the central bank, with the service expected to launch in the second quarter of 2024. So these guys are realizing, now that they're partnered with Ripple, they've got all this leverage, they've got all this technology in the back end that they can now provide all these different types of services to a brand new market, a market that before DLT technology, they were not able to service. It was just going to cost way too much money to bank the unbanked, so to speak. So users will be able to receive salaries, remit money domestically and abroad, settle bills, access digitally enabled services with personal QR codes, so on and so forth. And so, again, finding a niche market, realizing there's an unbanked population here that could be banked. They want to be banked. They want to have the democratic accessibility of being able to, use money in the same way that we all do. And they're even describing it down here as a game changer, and it would benefit a large segment of customers across the United Arab Emirates. Microfinancing options will be available. So that is something too that, in a lot of cases we don't really see in or haven't really seen in traditional banking just because the costs are so expensive. But when you connect to RippleNet ODL channels, as Wrath of Kahneman puts it here, leveraging the XRP ledger, it's a cheap, efficient way to make transactions. So microfinance is no longer a problem. Great news here. Wanted to thank the Wrath of Kahneman for posting that. So how many more banks are using RippleNet? This one courtesy of Brett Hill on Twitter. 19 more banks have reported exposure to XRP, a total of 9.4 billion euros in investments. This is the total AUM that these banks hold, guys. Banks from North America, Europe, and other parts of the world have declared investments in crypto assets, with XRP holding a prominent position. The Basel Committee on Banking Supervision, a foremost global authority on regulation for banks, has published a report capturing the exposures of its 45 member central banks on cryptocurrencies such as XRP. BCBS noted that its committee has undertaken various analytical and supervisory initiatives in response to cryptocurrency over the last 5 years. It mentioned a novel crypto data collection template that was implemented as a component to these efforts. In the report, BCBS stated that 19 banks submitted crypto asset data. Okay, so on this total, 10 banks came from North America, 7 from Europe, and 2 from other regions. It disclosed that the banks collectively reported 9.4 billion euros, not dollars, euros in crypto asset exposures. So that equates to about $10.27 billion. Meanwhile, the report highlighted that crypto exposures exhibit an uneven distribution among reporting banks. Specifically, 2 banks accounted for over half of the total, and 4 additional banks represented just under 40% of the remaining exposures. So guys, Basel Committee findings has ranked XRP as the 3rd largest altcoin in which the reporting banks disclose commitments. Specifically, it was identified that XRP constitutes 2% of the total exposure of the 9.4 billion. This percentage translates to total XRP positions worth 188 million or $205 million. So the only other 2 cryptocurrencies more dominant were Bitcoin and Ethereum. The dominance also applies to instruments that track BTC and ETH. And so they represent 31 and 22% respectively. But guys, I think it's very, very clear. XRP coming in number 3 with all these prominent banks, 19, several of them in North America, which I'm actually quite surprised about, but also a large percentage of them in Europe. These big players are preparing for a financial revolution. And when this market rallies, guys, Well, I have a feeling everybody's going to do well, so long as you purchased your positions at the right time. Please, 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 please do not FOMO in chasing green candlesticks next year. Please don't do that. That's just my opinion, though. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.